And Magda?
Will be kept safe. From the bear god's horde, and from you if need be. No witch may stand against the spirits of the land. But I will honor the debt we owe you, foreigner, for defeating the Red Wizards. Go to our prison on the north edge of town. Any convict who is willing to stand at your side will be granted a full pardon.
Interesting, so you're giving me an army from convicts instead of, for example, just normal people. Okay, but when this is over, I'll be expecting some answers too.
We will watch from our high place, and we will receive you again, if you return alive.
Oh my, this will be fun. Friends of ill repute, from the house of ill repute. Although the witches of Mulsantir will not help you against Oku's army, they have given you access to the town prison. Any prisoner who fights by your side against the bear god will be granted freedom and a full pardon, provided they survive the battle. Northern edge of town behind the temple of Camb. Yep, you will find Oku's army encamped on the road just outside the Mulsantir gates. Okay. I guess now we can rest. And I still don't know the waiting thing. But I guess we'll need to progress further before we start getting more info on that thing in us and stuff. Oh, let's oh, wait a second, by the way.
Yes?
Spells. Wail of the Banshee, yes. What was the other one that we took? I have completely forgotten. It's here. Superior resistance? Yeah. That one. Level 6. So as Greater Stone Skin is only for caster, we can remove one of them, so we'll remove this and take Superior Resistance instead. Okay, and now we shall rest.
I have such sights.
You'd think this would be safe from ambushes. This location. 8 hours have passed. None shall pass except for time. Time shall pass. I guess this calls for this save now, here. Okay, before we find that... Oh, what the... Is it Lerem the stag or Lefrem? We couldn't help but overhear. An army of angry spirits awaits you at the gates of Mulsantir. You will perhaps require more help against such a host. My bow and my brother's sword will aid you. Should you agree to first help us find our lost sister, Kaelin the Dove? The Dove is her name? Why are you all named after animals? Our siblings, there are 5, including Kaelin, are known as the Menagerie. We adopt the titles of noble creatures out of respect for nature. The Menagerie has long traveled together, led by our eldest sister, but since Kaelin was exiled from our grandfather's court in Celestia, we have been distraught. Will you help us find Kaelin, that we may persuade her back into the fold? Favor for a favor seems reasonable, I guess. But I can't resist asking. Since you have wings, perhaps you can fly me out of this city. Our wings enable us to move with greater alacrity on land, but sadly they cannot carry us to the heavens like our full-blooded celestial progenitors. We arrived just before the Bear King laid siege. He will not let any pass until he is quelled or until he tastes your heart's blood. Okay, where can I find your sister? Kaelin came here seeking the abandoned stronghold of Miracle, the Death God's vault, which is in Shadow Mulsantir. Okay, well, why don't you go find her yourselves? Entering Miracle's sanctum would be a violation of our faith to Kelemvor. Isn't Kaelin violating her faith by going there? Kaelin has abandoned her faith in Kelemvor. For this she was exiled from our grandfather's court. She now follows Ilmater, the god of martyrs. We hope to find our sister and convince her not to become a martyr herself. Well, why did she abandon her faith? That is an excellent question. I have a theory. Sister, let us not entertain any theories. The only one who can answer your question in truth is Kaelin herself. Find her and ask her yourself. What is the Death God's Vault? The Death God's Vault has been abandoned since Miracle's death. It was used as a library and a prison, and a secure place to store things valuable to the Miraculite faith. So your sister went there to loot Miracle's treasures? Certainly not. We know little of Kaelin's reasons for going there, but she's no burglar or treasure hunter. I believe she may have gone there to learn more about Akachi's crusade. Sister, do not speak of the betrayer. For Kaelin's sake, I hope she's there for some other reason. That sounded familiar. Betrayer's crusade. Tell me of Myrkul. As you may know, Myrkul is the former god of the dead, slain by Mystra in the time of troubles. Cyric took Myrkul's place, and then was deposed by Kelemvor, the present god of the dead. We are followers of Kelemvor, as was Kaelin until she abandoned her faith. What about the Shadow Mulsantir? Yes, it is said that Mulsantir has thin boundaries between the Prime and the Plane of Shadow, especially at night or in dark places. Yes, if the rumors are true, there are many weak spots where one can cross to the Plane of Shadow at night. Perhaps a thorough search of the city would reveal some of these to you. We asked the witches when we first arrived, and they claimed that Shadow Mulsantir was just a myth, but I know they are hiding something. Maybe if you spoke to them instead. Okay, very well. We'll seek out Kaelin for you. Thank you. We will be very grateful to once more lay eyes upon our beloved sister. Go with care. The Death God's Vault may still contain some of Myrkul's old defenses. Kelemvor's blessing be with you. May the Schwartz be with you too. You have lightsabers, clearly. Green, glowing lightsabers. No, that's a berserker. What is this? Midget merchant? I didn't see. He's so small, we missed him completely last time, I think. Okay, then, yes. Let's check him out. This brightly dressed halfling is selling an enormous array of goods which he couldn't possibly have collected himself. More likely he is a professional middleman of a sort common along the Golden Way. Such folk buy the exotic wares of 100 different merchants and sell them at 5 times the price. I don't think we'll be buying anything from this guy. Ginger loves the spices, groaning for Malatra. I don't know why he's singing. He's a stupid halfling. Oh god. These people are weird. I want to get out of here. Alrighty, Temple of the Three Prison. Okay, now let's check the dark side area. Dark side. Ah, something dark side. Get it? Oh, our gods are fair, Outlander. If the bear god devours you, I will be comforted that your fate was deserved. Oh, fuck you too. Ass wipe. Yes, coarse language for Ferun, but Lord is Lord. He enjoys vulgar linguistic displays of eloquence. Or something along those lines. He revels in it. Ferrymaster. The sloop. Let's examine the ferrymaster. This man is tall and coarse-featured, clearly not a native of Rashomon. He has an air of authority and a faintly brutish look in his eyes, as if his lineage is not entirely human. The bear god's not been seen since my grandmother's day. What blasphemy woke him, I wonder? I'll show you blasphemy. Those beast gods set one foot in this town and I'll be swimming for it. Why not use the ferry? You should have a ferry since you're a ferryman. Or are you just a ferryman? Ferrymanly man. Someone's parents didn't know about the letter V. And ferryman became ferryman. Or they just misspelled fairy. And now I'm not talking about those forest creatures. Okay, caravan tradesman. This man's eyes are shrewd but not unkind. From his patched, dusty clothing, he would seem to be a merchant who plies the golden way, and has probably done so for a decade or more. And we haven't remembered to check merchants with the Blessed of 14 feet. I've trudged the length of the golden way from corner to the edge of the waste. Tisn't the first time I've been stuck in a siege, and likely won't be the last. Well, enjoy then. Familiar things to you. There is a boat. Which boat? Which boat is it? Which boat do you want to hop on? Ha! 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 Crafted by the witches of Rashomon, witch boats can be guided by verbal commands from a person who knows the activation command word. They are like golems, only they float. Witch float. A witch float can even be ordered to return to a location without a pilot. These boats do not work outside the boundaries of Rashomon. In other words, the witches suck. This is the finest boat in all Mulsantir, built with the help of my daughter's witch magic. Witch Daddy. This aged Rashomon craftsman watches over the boats that sit at the docks. I have to say, this Rashomon is really an interesting location area. And this town too. Well, I guess we could check out the Sloopy Sloop. And let's save. Yeah, as we didn't yet. Dun 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 dun. What am I doing? Actually, we should be saving it to. Yeah, this one. Oh well, never mind. Let's go here. Oh yeah, we could try and talk.
I didn't think the spirits would actually pursue us out of the barrow. The bear spirit is as stubborn as he is colorful.
I completely forgot to check earlier already if she would have something to say or tell about the town or finally give me some answers to some questions, because now her mother won't be answering anything. I really need to find some answers as to why I'm here.
I agree. If we didn't have to stay here to pry some answers from Magda, I'd suggest that we slip past the spirit army and leave Mulsantir behind us.
Agreed. First one is not an option for Lord. We are not a bloody paladin. I didn't ask for this. Yep. But no, besides, why would they attack here? If it's a bloody god, I somehow doubt that he would not realize or sense or whatever that we've left this town. Seriously. Spoken like a true red wizard, leave the locals to fend for themselves. Well, perhaps we could simply find where the witches are hiding Magda?
If that was possible, I'd already have tried. While I could best any of these witches, their collective skill is formidable. Moreover, I sense in them a talent for chicanery. Theirs is an arcane art unknown to me. They have no doubt hidden the dwarf woman with powerful illusions. We are unlikely to find her unless the witches want her to be found.
Okay, well. You said something to that bear spirit, did she? I don't remember. I guess she did. About how you knew his true self. What did you mean by that?
Animal spirits have packs and pecking orders just as their mortal kin do. That bear we met was the pack leader of that barrow. A spirit noble, one could say. When we first met him, he was still half in hibernation. No doubt our battle roused him to full strength.
Well, he must have a serious grudge against me to come this far.
According to the witches, the bear spirit claims you defiled his sacred ground. Perhaps your presence there was enough to warrant his pursuit. But I think that power you used to destroy the spirit wolf has something to do with it.
Oh, really? Why do I have a feeling not necessarily? Well, so if he's beaten, the rest of the animal spirits will leave us alone then?
Perhaps. Though we can't permanently defeat him, we can certainly drive him and his minions back to their barrow. However, animal spirits of his age often exhibit honor and nobility in their actions. Like any animal, if he's subdued by force, he'll show respect. Perhaps then he could be commanded to leave us in peace.
Well, the bad thing is, the god is a separate matter. If he wants to be beaten by me, then so be it. But the reason Lord is kinda reluctant to fight there is because the cowardly god brought an army of animal spirits, which Lord would rather not go killing mindlessly, because just because the god is a coward and won't face us one against one. So who needs Sophia? I don't. I'd like to discuss something else.
What's on your mind?
Let's see, was there anything else? Oh. Okay, well, if we're going to travel together, I need to know more about you.
What would you like to know?
Take off your clothes. Oh, I'm sorry, were we talking about something? Yes, this is the obvious, but let's try to soften her up a bit before we bring up the matter of voices in her head again. Where are you from?
I've spent my life at the Academy of Shapers and Binders, studying magic for as long as I can remember. The Academy is far south of here. This is actually my first time beyond the lands of Thay. Between my students and my own magical research, I have little time for travel.
You should make time, then. You can always practice on the road. It's just a matter of organizing things. Well, were you and your mother close?
My mother is the headmistress of the Academy of Shapers and Binders. She was a rather private person, and I'd prefer not to talk about her in her absence.
She's dead, apparently. Crying out loud.